For 4 weeks, I ran according to a starter's running plan, and it went pretty well, which wasn't that much of a surprise. I deliberately wanted to start below my level and slowly build up and see how it went, because at this point, I don't really know how far I can run before I have issues. I ran mostly according to schedule. I did most of the runs around work and some IBS issues I had. But that's just part one of the plan, because I want to run a half marathon. That's one of my goals for this year, 2026. And I'm a bit worried about what's going to happen as soon as I up the frequency of the runs and the distance, obviously. Will my IBS be able to handle it? Will my knees and my tendons be able to handle it? Because I've had issues there in the past. Will I be able to eat enough to fuel it all? Because I don't have that much weight to lose to start with. So if those concerns sound familiar to you, which I hope not, but if they do, keep watching and I'll run us through those first 4 weeks of training, as well as, more importantly, what I learned about doing more of it in the future without hurting myself. The plan I used was the 4-week starter plan in the Nike Run Club app, which is free and really good, so I recommend that. And what they did was to have 3 runs a week, but then you could do 2 or 3, and that was fine. And honestly, I didn't expect to have any issues with it, really, because I've run in the past, and I deliberately chose to use a guided plan like this, more to stop myself from going too far, too fast, too soon. Because a couple of years back, I think the most I did was 10K a couple times, like 20, 25 a week, something like that. But pretty aimlessly and too far, too fast at some point, got hurt because of previous issues, etc. So I wanted to prevent that this time, and that's why I chose a plan that I thought I could do fairly easily. On top of that, at least 1, preferably 2 strength workouts a week, because I found building strength around my knees has really, really helped a lot, and I need to keep doing that forever, basically. But I really enjoy running, so it's very easy to overdo the running, because I really enjoy that. That's what I want to do, and the strength training, less so. At the start of week 1, I'd done a couple of aimless runs before without plans, and I found that running in the morning suited me best before work. So I got up really early, went to run in the dark before food or anything, and that worked quite well. And it felt pretty good. And I really liked the app as well with the guided runs. It was especially the motivational aspect, which I didn't quite expect, because I'd never had a guided run before. I've never been coached for running or anything like that. And with the Nike Run Club app, they're really encouraging, but they also tell you to slow down quite a lot, which is exactly what I needed. You get a lot of reminders. It's supposed to be an easy run when it's an easy run. You're not supposed to completely be knackered at the end. So that was really good. And in week 2, we had the first speed run, which was a lot of fun. Again, I've never properly trained for running, so speed runs, and that was completely new to me as well. But that was a lot of fun to do as well. No issues with that. And then we had the first 35-minute long run. And that's when I got the knee niggles a bit, but not seriously. So I was a bit disappointed that it happened that soon, but at the same time, it was still fine. And by week 3, I was really getting into it. All the runs that week were completely fine. I felt really fit. I was looking forward to the next run. I mean, so much so that by you run on one day, and the next day I was like, I want to go for a run, but then I'm not, because I'm following a plan. I'm not doing too much. So then you spend a day or two going, I want to run, but I'm not going to. But it's all, this is all deliberate. We're doing this what's the word here? Not necessarily professional way, but responsible way. We're being responsible about it. And then week 4 was really tough, because of course it is. I had an IBS flare-up in that week, so there's a lot of nausea, headaches, tiredness. So feeling generally like you have the stomach flu. And I moved my runs around, but I still did them. And I think in that case, running in the morning was really good for me, because then I'd just wake up, have a drink of water. I'd not be awake enough to really feel ill or sorry for myself at that point. I'd start running, and then the nausea had happened during the run, because it doesn't fix it. Exercise while nauseous, that doesn't do it for me. But I still ran. I finished the run because they were easy and not super long, and it was fine. It was just hard. And the long run, I had the knee niggles again. It just generally felt not great that week, which is why I continued into week 5 with a couple of easy runs. And at that point, I felt fine again. So yeah, I just sometimes need to just bite through it gently, because we're still at the I'm not pushing myself too much phase. By the end of it, I did it. I ran at least twice a week. I did my workouts, moved some of the runs about a bit because I was ill in there as well. But that was the easy part. I was fairly confident I'd do it, no problem. And the real question is now, can I keep doing it consistently while building up more distance in the future? What I learned is I really need to be careful building up run volume, I think is the word, just frequency and or distance, because of my knee and tendon issues. But at the same time, every time the niggles happened and I rested and then started the next run according to the plan, not a problem. So that's also me getting stronger every time. I just have to be careful that I don't go too far in that, and to recognize when a niggle is just a niggle and not worse than that, which is still tricky. And IBS can really throw me for a loop. And the flare-up I had, it wasn't too bad, but at the same time, the energy issues and the nausea, those are the worst for me. And it's definitely shown me that I need to leave a lot of room in any future plans, so I can have weeks that I feel ill and just repeat the week or something like that. Or replace the runs with just easy ones, because I'm not going to go and be speedy when I'm feeling like that. But the good news is running at this level doesn't exhaust me. I feel stronger every week. Every week I can handle just a little bit more than the previous. At this rate, I can run 3 times a week, no problem. So maybe I can run a bit, 4 times a week later, maybe, I don't know. And I'm really enjoying running early in the morning. I might have to get up a bit earlier than I do now, so I can still have a bit of a quiet morning before I go to work, because I enjoy that. But it's good, so I'm going to do that. And the running plan is great, so I'm going to do the half marathon running plan with the Nike Run Club app as well, I think. So yeah, that's all pretty optimistic. I'm slow, but I don't particularly care. I want to just be able to do the distance and be able to keep running. Consistency and speed, that'll happen eventually, maybe. We'll see. Don't know. Mentally, I found it really easy to keep consistent with the running now, because I'm really enjoying it. That's the thing. But that's also something to keep in mind in the future, because there will be times probably where I don't want to run, and I still should go out and do it to stay consistent. But we'll see how that goes. And in that, the guided runs also really help, because they're so encouraging, and it's just fun to run with them and listen to the coach talk to you while you're running. So that's good. So the beginner's plan was a success, which isn't that much of a surprise. It's supposed to be doable. But now I want to train for a half marathon, so I have to scale it up. I'm going to use a plan for that as well to keep myself in check. And that means more frequent runs and longer runs. And at some point, I'm going to have to think about food before, during, after runs, because currently I run before eating anything. I have some water, that's it, and I go. And at some point, past the 1 hour mark, I think that might not be sustainable. So that's definitely going to be the most interesting part of that, I think. Longer runs also mean a higher chance of injury. So I have to be exceedingly careful I don't push myself too far, as I have in the past. And I'm already subscribed to my physio. I've got extra insurance for that. But I'd rather avoid having to use it if at all possible. I don't know the answers yet to all of those, and the only way I'm going to find out is keep going and see what happens along the way. Which is also, again, where the below average expectations come in, because I'm not going to compare myself to others in this, and I'm also not pinning myself to a set date for a half marathon event. I'm just going to see how it goes, and then I've got room to do the same week in the plan, 2 weeks after each other, or adapt the plan in another way, or take extra breaks, or I don't know what I'm going to need at this point. But without a set deadline, and just see how it goes. And maybe if I'm far enough into the plan and it's all going well, maybe then I'll book something, because I would like to take part in a race. But maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just set a date for, okay, then I'm going to go and do the half marathon just here on my own locally and see what happens. And I'll film it for you guys, but that's probably about the extent of it. We'll see. I don't know yet. So what's next? I'm going to continue building up my running according to using a half marathon plan, and while paying close attention to my health, and then again, see how it goes. No set date for the half marathon. If I don't make it through the plan entirely, it'll be a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, that's good information. And I'll probably still be running more than I'm running or capable of running right now. In the end, I'm doing this for my health. So at that point, I'll be fitter than I am now. And that's a success. It's the real goal is showing up for myself and improving my health and my life. And what that looks like, I'm still figuring out. I'll just figure it out along the way. So, those are some of my concerns when building up a running habit. What are yours? Is there anything that you wish you knew before you started? My name is Sam, and every week I publish videos like this about running and fitness, IBS, food, but from a perspective of someone whose body does not always cooperate. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.